Wednesday. I hope you've all had a lovely day. Thanks for joining me again if you've been following this series this week. So this is day 3 of my attachment theory series. Today we are having a look at the anxious, ambivalent or preoccupied attachment style. So I'm just going to dive straight in. So these people, they started out life with a pretty inconsistent attention from caregivers. So sometimes the caregivers may have been attuned to their feelings, needs, desires, but then other times they may have been met with rejection or confusing or intrusive even responses from caregivers. And so then that's created this like, I'm not sure what I'm going to get kind of response. And that's where the ambivalency sort of comes in, this internal conflict of, do I reach out? Am I going to get love or do I not? But they crave it deeply, right? So how are they in the world? Well, they don't like to be alone. They're quite social creatures. They really do love to be with other people. So much so that they actually idolize people quite often. We'll be putting people up on pedestals. Really see the good in everyone. So much so that it can be a little bit dangerous at times. So their ability to perceive red flags and threat and danger in their environment and with the people that they're with are much lower because, they're, I suppose, wearing their rose-coloured glasses a little bit in their interactions in the world. The reason for this is that they're just so badly want to be close to people. So they really, just love everyone. As a result, they end up sacrificing their own needs very often. If they even know what their own needs are, a lot of the time that preoccupied component comes in and they're so focused on the other that they don't even know what their own needs are, but will sacrifice themselves to meet another's. This can look like people pleasing, actually. So, they can be perfectionists in their work, in pretty much anything really, where it can give them this feeling like they'll be irreplaceable, because that's the goal. Don't get rid of me, don't abandon me. If I do this really, really well, then I won't be left alone. They have a pretty hard time regulating their nervous system. This can look like rambling and ranting because they just don't know how to bring that peace in. How they are with themselves. So as I said, they've generally got a really a high view of other people, but not such a good view of themselves. So their self-worth tends to be pretty low. They'll have some negative self-talk. They'll often feel quite bad about interactions with others. They'll rehash old conversations and old scenarios and analyze them and see where they went wrong and how they've put people off. So there's a lot of deep reflection on their interactions with others, which is generally negative self-talk in their own direction. They are not, as I said before, very good at regulating themselves, but they actually also take a really long time to regulate. And so this inner self-negative talk can lead to this overwhelm of emotion. And then because they're so used to reaching out to be regulated and they don't know how to do it for themselves, if there isn't another person to regulate them, it can go on for hours, days, weeks, months, and this is where we see the anxiety come into it. So generally don't feel worthy or deserving of love or happiness. They see life through a bit more of a negative or pessimistic lens. It's always about this I suppose yearning for this closeness, but ultimately they also don't know how to receive it if they actually do achieve a place where somebody is willing to give them the closeness that they're looking for. What else have we got? In relationship, so they don't like to have separations from their partner. So these guys want to do everything together, like everything. They want to go to the shops together. They want to, yeah. And when they're apart from their partner, they generally fret a little bit. So they might worry a lot about whether their relationship's okay or if they've done something wrong, these kinds of things. They're the people that might be sending out 10, 20 text messages a day, just checking in. So they do actually need a whole lot of reassurance as well. There's this feeling of chasing, I think, as well in relationships. They always feel like they're chasing their partner, always demanding more attention, affection, closeness, quality time, all of these things. They're unsure on how to express their needs and emotions in healthy ways. They can actually be manipulative at times in ways of trying to achieve this closeness, and that might not always be a conscious thing. In fact, most of the time it's not, but others would perceive this as manipulative behavior and them trying to get their needs met. They've never been taught, I suppose, how to express their needs or emotions in a healthy way to, have their desires met. I suppose there's always this general theme of their partner not being good enough. Generally, what will happen is people will chase and people please and give in this attempt to, have a partner love them and cherish them and be close to them, only to find that they're not getting back what they expect because their expectations are pretty high. And then they become resentful and they harbour grudges and then they leave, unfortunately. And it does become this constant cycle. Yes, and so therefore boundaries are also quite an issue as well. This enmeshment with other people and that the people-pleasing tendencies means that they don't really have this sense of where they begin and another person starts and ends, and it's just all intertwined. I think that's a pretty good summary. I will be posting my little slides again today, so you can go over them as well. And yeah, if anyone that couldn't join me now, you can catch this replay. I'll post it up. And tomorrow we're going to have a chat about the Avoidant Dismissive Attachment Style. So yeah, for all you guys that have been following me along, thank you very much. And if you're just catching me today and this is sparking your curiosity, please do go back through my page and you can see Monday and Tuesdays there as well. Okay, I hope you all have a lovely afternoon and evening. I'll see you tomorrow.